As expected, Natsume wakes up a few hours later and settles into the kitchen to cook dinner. What are you making tonight, Natsume? Ah, curry. Good. Is it really spicy? A classic, huh? There's not much in the fridge. I've been cooking with leftovers all week. I've been so busy with exams that I haven't gone grocery shopping in a while. It's a week. I'm sure we can live. Oh yeah, you said that a few days ago too. Don't make him feel worse. What are you doing? Shu thinks back to the night when his brother cooked stir-fry and frowns. I found some curry sauce mix in the pantry. Pantry? How fucking posh are you all? Do you have a house from the 1700s? A pantry? Jesus Christ. So I'm just using that. Sorry I can't cook something more fancy. I don't get paid for another week. You are cooking for me. I have no right to suddenly complain. That's fine. Huh? You don't usually run out of money like this. Did something happen? Well, this and that. The thing Chiaki got angry with. Lately, it seems like Natsume has been the one to... No, who's Anaki? I don't. That person. Who's been the one to buy all our groceries and stuff. Shu can't remember the last time either of his parents cooked anything or even set foot in the supermarket. I can't even remember what happened to the parents. Where are the parents? I think I asked this before, didn't I? Whatever. It's not fair that you have to use your own money to cook for everyone. You should ask Mum for grocery money at least. If you can't talk to her, then maybe you can leave a note. Natsume smiles in response, but it looks pained and obviously forced. Shu momentarily feels guilt-free for making the suggestion when he knows, well, the reason why Natsume can't talk to their mother. I don't want to bother our parents over things like that, but I appreciate your concern. What he means is I don't deserve the money even for groceries. Natsume, yeah, that's the one, still blames himself for what happened 4 years ago, even though it wasn't his fault. Okay, so there's something wildly ambiguous. I guess it would be ambiguous if you thought about it in your own head. Because you're not going to go, oh, what happened 4 years ago, that dastardly night where everything changed, and then, like, play out in your head exactly what happened. That makes complete sense. Oh, no, okay, we are doing that. God damn it. 4 years ago, Shu's twin sister, Fuyuka, died in an accident. Natsume, who had been with her, was traumatized by the event and has little remaining memory of what actually happened, but the facts were clear to the parents and the witnesses. Fuyuka died and Natsume was there. As the responsible older brother, he was supposed to prevent it somehow. He should have done something. He didn't, so he practically killed her. That's so dumb. What? How does that make... A peacock drove out in front of the road, and what was I supposed to do? It could be something completely out of our control. If she was plastered and Natsume didn't drive because he couldn't be arsed, then I'd understand it. But if it's just a freak accident, what do you expect him to do? Pushy parents, pushy parents. That's what they all think. It's been over 4 years since then, and the family hardly speaks of it now, but it's still on everyone's mind, Natsume's especially. Shu, having realised this long ago, always tries his best not to blame his brother for what happened. Oh, so it was his fault. It's like touching an exposed nerve, even now. I mean, the way that's worded, that sounds like it's his fault. Whatever. When you lose your twin, it's like losing half of yourself, but someone who dotes on his siblings as much as Natsume does, it couldn't have been his fault. If he could have, he would have gladly have taken Fuyuka's place, and that's a little scary. So, hang on, like... So, it sort of was his fault. They have facts, don't they? Witnesses. Whatever. This particular train of thought doesn't make Shu feel any better. They'll spell it out to me at some point. I'm sorry, is curry too heavy for you? Curve. No, that's something completely different. I could try to make something else. I think we have enough ingredients for some kind of vegetable soup. Oh, God, no! 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 I'll take the curry, thank you very much. You don't get cheeks like these without eating vegetable soup. It's okay, I'll eat the curry. If you say so, speak up if you want anything, alright? You don't have to tell me to speak up, Natsume. I guess that's true. Banter. Just then, the front door of the house bursts open as Masaharu runs in. Did you hear about what happened? No, that's why B looks surprised. You don't look... He doesn't look surprised. It looks like someone's unhinged his jaw slightly so he can't, like, close his mouth properly. It's like, I'm trying! You see what I mean? Masaharu, welcome back. He's surprised. Did you hear what happened, guys? Oh no! He's run in, burst the door open. Natsume's like, hey man, what's up? Should we just consider Natsume? He's like the local stoner. Don't call me Never mind that. What happened? The building that Bum and Dad work at, there was a fire there today. So? They have to relocate to a different laboratory. It was pretty serious fire, so there's no way they can get back to work immediately. I thought the way... Say that first! Say, parents are fine, but there was a fire at work today. Don't go, there was a fire where my mum and dad work and it was terrible. They are fine, though. Should have pointed that out before, really. Unnecessary panic. The Mamia parents are both chemists, so it's a real problem if anything, any part of the laboratory is damaged, let alone the entire building being burnt. Look, I'm not a chemist, or know close to anything about chemistry, but like fission for whatever weird reason, but I can understand it. If the whole building is burned down, that's going to impact your work effort. Meaning we might have to move and transfer schools, is that it? So that's what the dark haze was on the horizon. It was smoke from the fire. Still. Move? Really? That's so annoying. I just got settled in, it may say. Aniki? I think that's Natsume. You're graduating in the spring. It'd be inconvenient for you to transfer after you've already completed a huge chunk of your senior year, right? Not really. Huh? Why not? Well, as long as we're all together, it doesn't really bother me. You're going to fail at life. As usual, Natsume's always thinking about us. Are you an idiot? Wait, why am I even asking that? Don't get into a fight now! Shu's not exactly excited about moving either. He decides to try a different approach to persuade Natsume to want to stay. You know, Natsume, if we move, you'd be leaving Chiaki behind. He'd be here all by himself. Isn't that sad? They had a fight today. He's not going to give a fuck. Shu... Oh, apparently he does. Shu knows he said the right thing, and yet Natsume, strangely, doesn't seem as touched as Shu thought he'd be. That's true. He finally responds after a long pause, but something about Natsume's tone doesn't ring true. Masaharu, however, misses this entirely. Right, you can't leave Jackie behind, can you? Come on, as long as all three of us band together, maybe we can stay. I don't want to inconvenience Mum and Dad with such an unreasonable request. They appear to pay for fuck all. It doesn't matter. Why are you so concerned anyway, Masaharu? You're only a second year. You can play basketball anywhere. I can't play it anywhere. I have a commitment to my teammates and I don't want to... You have a commitment to your teammates in basketball? What is this, High School Musical? Do you also do little songs and dances and score points? Like... Commitment to my teammates, yeah! And I don't want to let them down by moving away. Or worse, what if I had to play against them? Oh yeah, I guess I can see how that might suck. Might suck? Are you trying to make light of my... Jeez, I already said I didn't want to move either, okay? Chill, don't talk to me like I'm your enemy. Now, you two. We're home. Oh my god, do they actually have sprites? I thought they were just ambiguously kept to the side. I'm saying ambiguous a lot, aren't I? The three of them are interrupted by their parents coming home early. Masaharu races over to talk to them as they enter the kitchen. Meanwhile, Natsume quietly slinks away, withdrawing to his room. Oh, you look like the pushiest of motherfuckers ever. Oh, look at you two. I don't know how you fathered us. You're not over 30. Neither are you! Oh my god, you're either both not over 30 or you're wearing the most expensive makeup and moisturize like every day without a single fail in the world. You don't even have a beard! Oh, come on! You're like 6. You're not 6, you're like 28, 29. But still, how the hell have you fathered us? It's all a bit weird. They look like they're in the money. He looks fine, right? He's just got his hands in his pocket. Her? What's that? I'm trying to do what yeah, I guess that's sort of a normal way of crossing your arms, but her lower arm looks too low and her upper arm looks too high. I try doing that. It's sort of a bit awkward. Whatever. Mum, Dad, we're not going to move, are we? Where did you hear that from? The lab building had a fire, so you guys have to work somewhere else, right? Don't we have to move and come with you? Calm down, Masaharu. It's true there was a fire and your mother and I have to be relocated, but that doesn't mean we all have to move. It doesn't? Your mother and I have to go to Kyoto to work for a while, but it's only temporary whilst they repair the Nagasaki lab and put everything back the way it was. You can all stay here. Why were you worried? They seem fine. They seem like perfect parents. It's just one of these, as soon as there aren't like other people around, suddenly they get the pimp hand out, but they seem fine for now. Kyoto's pretty far. I'm almost definitely pronouncing that wrong, and I'm sorry in advance. I think it's Kyoto, isn't it? I'm pronouncing the Y as the European way, Kai. So yeah, Kyoto, pretty far. Glad we don't have to go all the way over there. I don't know where that is. Here? We're going to be living in this house? No, it's far too dangerous for you to all live in this house alone. You can both move into the Meisei dormitories while your father and I are gone. That's so cruel. Why? We've already dealt with all the paperwork. Not even going to ask us. They don't care apparently. What dicks. Oh, okay. That was a little simpler than I thought it would be. As usual, there is no mention of Natsume, as if he isn't part of the family at all. Or not around. What about Natsume? Is he staying in the dorms too? He can't keep the irritation out of his voice. At the mention of the eldest Mamia sibling, their mother's lip begins to tremble. She still hasn't forgiven him yet. She looks worried for him. That doesn't look like a face boiling with anger. Their father is a more mellow kind of person, but unfortunately he is easily swayed by his wife. Still, to his credit, he does answer. We've put in the paperwork for Natsume too. Of course, he is free to stay wherever he wishes. He has his own income after all. Right, because the money Natsume earns from his part-time job really counts as an income, and he uses half of it buying groceries for us. Why can't we ask for them, just out of interest? If Natsume can't, why can't we? Are we being this person who's trying to help but doesn't really want to help at all? It's like, yeah, I'll totally help. What was that? You wanted me to do that? Lift that one thing? Yeah, done. Right, I'm off to my room. Oh, tiring. That's us, isn't it? Shu can't help but roll his eyes at this, which his father frowns at. The air is tense as silence sets in. And Natsume clearly has no intention of speaking up for himself either. He never has. He'll just end up choosing the path of least resistance as usual. I really hate that side of him. Masaharu is the one who decides to break the tense silence. How long are you two going to be gone? Their mother sighs, slowly composing herself. They said it was a short time. Don't lie to me now, parents. I'll be fucking disappointed as the child. Oh, that's fine. Fucking hell, I thought they were going to say, oh yeah, like years. Yeah. Well, by the time we'll be back, we'll expect you to have children by then. Like, yeah. At least for the next 4 months. It depends on how long it takes for the Nagasaki branch to be put back in order. I assume they're saying the fire started naturally and was an accident. Someone wasn't, like, culpable of arson. Because I don't see why they'd be rebuilding Nagasaki if it was just like, yeah, lol, some fucker just came by with, like, a rocket launcher and fireworks and was just like, right, die. You know? I assume it can't be that. Summer break is about to start. Do we have to stay in the dorms during summer break too? That's no big deal, is it? Doesn't one of your friends do that? Chinatsu, or whatever his name is. Damn you, Dad. That's Chiaki, Dad. Right, him. I don't think Chiaki stays there by choice, really. He's the most passive-aggressive motherfuckers too. Hey, well, your one friend does that. You all can do it. Like, not even trying to find out the circumstances in which he's staying there. They don't care. I don't like my parents anymore. I'm an angsty teenager now. He decides not to say this out loud and starts another pointless argument. Change isn't going to happen overnight. When do we move in? Next weekend. Fuck me, that was quick. They have to sort out which rooms you'll all be staying in first, and your mother and I have to deal with some other things before we go. That seems reasonable. We'll start getting our things together for this weekend then. When Shu turns around, Natsume is long gone. A pot of cooked curry on the stove is the only indicator that he was there at all. Hang on. What fucking pot of cooked curry on the stove? There is no such thing there at all. That is an empty stove. Unless he is capable of cooking all manner of different invisible foods, that would be incredible. What is that? It smells good. Curry. Natsume just made it. I see. Well, I'm sure we're all hungry from our long day. Why don't we all eat together for a change? Shu knows that by now that together means 4 people, not 5. I'm not hungry. He hates himself a little bit for being so sensitive of his parents' feelings that he can't fight them more on their treatment of Natsume. Why do you hate yourself a little bit for that? You're sticking up for your brother whilst they're being dicks about it. That's perfectly logical. You're not... that's not a bad thing. I guess there's no easy way to make things just like they were before. I wonder if it'll be like this until Natsume moves out. Probably. Shu goes upstairs to his room without another word, ignoring his parents' worried faces, and slumps onto his bed feeling strangely tired. He soon drifts off to sleep. Chapter 2? That quickly? Holy shit. How many chapters does this game have? I assume this is a long game, but this is the 4th part and we're in the 2nd chapter. Some chapters might be longer than others. Portent of the Storm! The 4th of August, so this is the next weekend. Okay, I thought for a minute that was like the sad music out of Kotoa Shoujo. It's that duh bit. You know that bit? I think I sang that perfectly. The next Saturday rolls around before he knows it. Shu spends most of the week in a rush to pack his things and get ready to move into the school dormitories. That fire seriously came out of nowhere. Well, I guess it has been hot lately, but still. Now we have to move? What a pain. This is an inconvenience, isn't it? Moving. I wonder if Natsume did it. Thoughts. We've been in this house forever, so living somewhere else will feel pretty weird. Well, maybe this change of pace is a good thing. Think of it as an adventure, is what Natsume's been saying, even though I know he doesn't really think that himself. After he and his brothers pack the things they'll need for the next 4 months, the 3 of them haul their luggage over to the school dormitories. The Meisei dorms are a short distance from the school, so it makes the commute more convenient for the students living there. Hence the point of being school dormitories, but thanks for explaining that. However, the dorms are extremely old, practically untouched since the school's founding almost 70 years before. They'd better have a bunker somewhere. Do they all get round and tell spooky stories to one another? I so want that now. Masaharu pushes open the creaky front door and the 3 of them walk in. The place sure looks like it could use a fresh coat of paint or something. Man, practically everything's made of wood. What if someone accidentally dropped a lit cigarette onto the front porch or something? Do they not have the smoking ban in Japan? Because you're not allowed to smoke inside. I guess you actually can, because it's private property. Whatever! So what have we got here? TV. I can't read what that says. That's probably all Japanese lettering. Although it looks... I mean, that looks like my. But is this who watches what? It'd be so much easier if you guys just didn't watch TV. You'd never have that trouble. Then just random notice board in a dorm. Don't say things like that. It's scary. Sorry, Natsume. I just had fire on the brain lately. That sounds even worse. They are soon greeted by a woman with a big smile plastered on her face. Dorm mother. What? You mean the landlady? Or is a dorm mother something different? A janitor? I don't know. Ah, you must be the Mamma Mias. We are! We've been expecting you. I'm the dorm mother here. From what Shu can remember, a dorm mother is very much like a manager. She makes sure everyone gets along and does their chores. Oh, damn, are we going to have to do chores? Chores? We're fucking renting this place, aren't we? We can just leave the place and trash as long as it doesn't affect others. Whatever. Sometimes, if she's particularly generous, the dorm mother may do some of the cooking and cleaning, but in a dorm this large, Shu guesses that the duties will be split among the tenants. I'm sure you'll have all heard about the dorm life from your friends and whatnot, but let me quickly go over the rules. This is so different as to what I heard it's like. I've stayed in it. That is not what it's like at all. At no point did our 3-day binge of gaming get interrupted because someone went, hang on a minute lads, I gotta cook for you all. That not once. Don't worry, there aren't many and they're very easy to remember. First, no girls allowed in here whatsoever. Luckily, our character don't swing that way, if you know what I mean. I tried to wink the first time and couldn't. I blinked, so I had to wink lots of times to make up for it. I mean, no girls other than me. And, oh, of course, you boys aren't allowed to go into the girls' dorms either. I guess it is secondary school. What if we have to work on a group project with a mixed group or something? Then you and the various people you're with can work in the library or whatever it is you do things. Christ, she is hip with the kids. She wrinkles her nose at Shu. What is that supposed to mean? Oh, I've heard all about you, Shu, and your, Don't just say it! What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, yeah, well, I've heard about you and your, reputation. Don't let that, get in the board. No philandering is allowed here. Jesus Christ. You could put it to me more subtly. You couldn't just say, look, I heard you're a bit of a slut. Don't let it get in the way of shit. Better ways to go about it.